In this video, I will explain how to use the secant method in Excel. So let's jump right into an example. This says, use the secant method to find the root of f of x equals x cubed plus 2x minus 5. So the idea with the secant method is that we want to find the x value that when we plug it into this function, f of x will be equal to 0. So the way that the secant method works is that we first pick an x1 and an x2 value. So these are our first two guesses of what the root of the function might be. Then we can find the next x value by using this formula right here. So the way that we use the secant method in Excel is we first create 4 columns right here. The first column shows the iteration of the secant method. So for the first row, we'll just type a 1. Then for the x value in the first row, we get to choose this value. So this is our first x1, our initial guess of what the root might be. So for this example, I just chose a 1. Now for the next two columns, the f of x sub n and f of x sub n minus 1, leave these blank for the first row. Then moving on to the next row, this will be iteration number 2. Again, you get to choose this x value. So this is x2. So for this example, I just chose a value of 2. Now for this next column, f of x sub n, we use the following formula. We plug in this x value into the original function f of x. So in this case, we say equals this x value to the power of 3 plus 2 times that x value minus 5. So just like our function shows up here. Then hit enter. Then we do the same thing for this next column, f of x sub n minus 1. So now we're plugging in the previous x value into this equation. So we get this x value to the power of 3 plus 2 times that x value minus 5. Then hit enter. Now for iteration number 3, for the x value, here's the formula that we use. We're using this formula in green right here. So because we know the previous two x values, we're just filling in all of the values that we just calculated into this formula. So this is how we type out that formula in Excel. So once we've typed out that formula, we can hit enter. Then we're going to take these two cells right here and drag them down to our third iteration row. Then the very last step is highlight iteration row number 3 and drag it down for as many iterations as you would like to perform of the secant method. Now what we'll notice is that the values in the x column are starting to converge towards a specific number. And this number turns out to be 1.32827. So I'll go ahead and highlight that to make it obvious. Now this is the root of the original f of x equation. In other words, when you plug in this value for x into this f of x equation, you get an output of 0. So that is how you can use the secant method to find the root of a function in Excel.